This is at the hospital.
It's time again for another video in our series, The Consumer Goods Dilemma. This series is the trash bin where we throw all of this furniture that people buy thinking it's quality, only to find that it disintegrates starting at about 3 months in. The dilemma is also for the repair technician because there is no clear-cut way to repair such trash. Our focus today is going to be on the self-adhesive urethane style of repair. We're thankful for Gary Babinick for getting us started with an experiment in our last video in this series. And he found, by experimenting, a use for this in office furniture, but probably what you would consider a failure as far as anything you could supply to anybody retail-wise and charge for it on the couch that he did. And it's okay to have a failure on your experiment, right? And the science major in me says that even though we know we might have a negative outcome, we need to support that theory with an experiment, right? We have an hypothesis, but we need to prove it with a case study, which Gary did for us. And even if we end up with a failure on that experiment, that doesn't mean that we can't learn something from that and go forward. Imagine if the Wright brothers had stopped after their first failure. They'd be known as the Wrong brothers. But they kept on, didn't they? And so it is with our case today. I took what Gary had started and took it another step further with a customer who had a problem with a couch. Let's get to work. What the customer had were 3 seat cushions where the urethane had rubbed away and left only the cloth backer. So instead of trying to just repair such a large area in a high wear spot, why not overlay these areas with the self-stick urethane? I had the right grain available, and it was now available in a roll. So there were no lines to worry about. And I could stretch it out ahead of time where it would lay flat, hopefully by the time I got to use it. And I have to stress that the customer was not in a financial situation to do anything other than a basic service call. Really, at this point, I didn't consider her a customer. I was just going to provide something to get her by. And in return, we get experiment number 2. So after a basic cleanup, I took a piece of plastic that I happened to have handy. You can use anything you want to make a template. But I set the plastic down and traced the limits of the size of my new patch. That way I had a way to transfer the dimensions onto the urethane. And the arrow for the correct orientation really helped. This is the critical seam, as you'll see in a minute. There's not much room in this house, but we made enough room for the table so we could work. Okay, so I had no clue what I'm doing, but I figured that I could remove some of the backing paper to get my first critical seam started. That way, everything else wouldn't be sticking somewhere while I'm getting the correct orientation. You may very well have a better idea. Okay, so we're about to get that critical alignment. I started to feel better already. And I don't mind telling you, this adhesive is tremendous. You really want to have it where you want it when it touches. So I'm going to start in the center, work my way out. And so for doing one for the very first time, I didn't get myself into any trouble here. Came out really nice and smooth. And here are all three of them in place. And in the words of one of the great philosophers, it is what it is. Well, I hope you enjoyed our latest experiment. At least we addressed the product that's available in the marketplace. And for anybody that has a question as far as whether that's useful or not, well, here's another example. You can make your own conclusion from what you see. Probably it's nothing you're ever going to use, but if that rare occasion presents itself where you can make an application, at least now you know about it. Thanks for hanging in there with this one. Thanks for watching. We'll look for you next time.